Hello friends, it's Miss Mo with Miss Mo's Vegan Kitchen coming to you for my late lunch. So just got back from shopping and crochet class. I got all of our stuff for lasagna, sushi, and summer rolls. So we're good for the next 3 days. And salad stuffs. So I'm having small lunch because I ate some oranges at crochet, so I wasn't very hungry. So some snap peas, hummus. This one is roasted garlic and some plain potato chips. There you go. See, I don't always make elaborate meals. Sometimes it just is. I went shopping at the old store that I used to work at. So let me tell you the story of how Kevin and I met, since that's where we met. I started working there when Axel was, I think, 6. Five or 6. And I worked in seafood, HMR, which is home meal replacements. So, you know, all the prepared meals, salads. When you walk into a store, the hot counter that's there where you can just order, you know, whatever. All the prepped food. So seafood, HMR, the deli counter, and coffee bar. I had fun. I ended up being kind of permanently stationed at the coffee bar. And I was there for 7 years. So, let me tell you the change that I saw being there. So anyone who watches, who lives in Toronto, and who shops at that store, which is at Musgrave, Victoria Park and Gerrard, coffee bar used to be upstairs, its own entity. And it was awesome. We had great staff. We were away from the store. I mean, we were in the store, but upstairs on our own. We had a big, huge seating area. Photo studio was right beside us. Portrait studio, whatever. And when I first started there, we were full service cafe. So we did coffee and tea, all the specialties that you have. Cold drinks, hot drinks, you name it. We had frozen yogurt in the machine. We had all kinds of pastries. And we did bagel sandwiches. And we also provided the sandwiches, the fresh sandwiches downstairs in the deli counter. They were made daily. We had a little closet that had all of our supplies. So really, when you worked a coffee bar, you just came in the store, went to the back to clock in, and went upstairs. You only went downstairs if you needed something that you didn't have. Washrooms were upstairs, everything. It was great. Anyway. Slowly, they started eliminating stuff. They took away the soft serve yogurt. They kind of downsized the menu for the bagel sandwiches. They cut down on the amount of pastries that we had. Cut down on the amount of specialty drinks that we made. And cut down the staff. Cut down the hours. And then they moved us downstairs. It was horrible. I mean, I still loved my staff and I still loved my customers. I knew all my customers by name. I knew their kids' names. I knew their animals' names. I knew their order. If I seen them coming, it was ready. Let me tell you something. If you are a hiring manager, someone comes to you, like myself, I had just left a bad relationship. I was a single mom, struggling, zero experience in a store. I had always worked as a secretary or in a customer service center on the phones. So I had no person-to-person rapport with customer service. When I went for my interview, I was in the way that I am now. Colors, colors, colors. It was in the winter. I had blue nails with snowflakes on them. I can't believe I remember all of this. I had on a rainbow sweater, rainbow hat, I don't know, probably rainbow pants, knowing me. I think I even had rainbow mittens. I look like a big walking rainbow. I had just come out at that time, so I was declaring to the world that I was a rainbow girl. Still do. All these years later. So, the manager who interviewed me, her name was Angela. Thanks, Angela. Think Monsters here. She said, you know, we really usually don't hire anybody that doesn't have experience. And me being, you know, pretty loudmouthed, I said, well, I can't get experience if I don't get a job to get it. And she's like, you're right. She said, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. And she hired me. And I mean, I busted it. Thank God for Karen and her son Wilfred. Because if it wasn't for them, I don't know how Axel and I would have made it at points. They babysat Axel for nothing. Like, I would give them money, but they wouldn't take it. I mean, sometimes if they were hard up on the situation, they would, but most times they'd say, nope, we don't need it this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you, universe. So anyway, this one day, around 12 years ago now, I came in and I was going to the back to clock in. And there was this person with one of the rolling carts standing by the check-in clock. And I was like, whoa, you look like Kevin Smith. And he's like, thanks, I hear that all the time. Excuse me. And I said, well, I'm going to call you Kevin from now on. And he's like, okay. He had a name tag on. So his name was Travis. But I have not called him that unless we're around family. His family now is used to it. So I don't even bother with them anymore. Anyway, I was dating my girlfriend at the time, which is Rosie. That's the one who came to the hospital. She's still my best friend. So he started coming to the coffee bar and, like, you know, just getting his morning tea or whatever. Never got it before. So I don't know if that was like his very first couple of days that I met him. I'm not sure. I have to confirm that with him because it is kind of funny. So he started coming to the coffee bar and we started hanging out. We would go on breaks together and whatnot. And there was nothing going on. Everybody thought there was, but there was nothing going on because I was with a woman and I would never do that to anybody like that. So anyway, we ended up just hitting it off as friends. Like, the best of friends. Together, all the time, hanging out. He was dating somebody as well, so there was nothing going on. And then, as time went on, he broke up with his girlfriend, and I was still with Roz. So, we just hung out. He had met Roz and everything. And, you know, everything was cool. And then, we just started, like, totally hanging out with each other, and he was so respectful. Like, Kevin is a real gentleman. You do not see real gentlemen anymore who will, like, hold the door open for you, who pull the chair out for you, who will put your coat on for you, who is, like, you know, just, oh, he's the sweetest gentleman ever. He's such a love. So, when I left Loblaws, we had already started hanging out for about, I want to say a year, maybe longer. I can't remember the time frame, but, because we didn't start dating until we'd been hanging out for about a year and a half. We've been together now for over 10 years. So, when I broke up with Roz, he came over, and I thought, you know, please don't try and do anything because I'm not in a good headspace right now. And, you know, sometimes you end up doing things that you're going to regret. And he did not. And I was so thankful for that. Like, it just made me even see him as a true gentleman even more because he was just, you know, honorable in the fact that he was being respectful of me and understanding that he shouldn't go there. So I was like, wow, this is the way people should actually really treat each other. And this is the way that a gentleman should be. Because my last relationship was horrible. I am never going to talk about that. No, we don't need to go there. So my relationship with Roz was great, but we were long distance, like not like Axel and Alex, where they have to travel, you know, across countries. We were about 4 hours from each other. She still lives in Lindsay. She lives close to my brother and my dad. But because I don't have a car, she doesn't have a car, it was quite a lengthy travel back and forth to each other. And I was working and have a child, and it was a lot. And so we just decided that it was, you know, we were better off to break up and still be friends than to let it get to a bad stage. And then, you know, the friendship wouldn't be there if we did break up. So we amicably broke up. Hey, get down. Get down. Charlie, get down. So we amicably broke up. And, yeah, so like all these years later, we're still friends. Anyway, when we broke up, Rosie asked me straight up, are you with Kevin? And I said, no, I'm not interested in Kevin. She's like, I don't think so. I think you guys are going to end up together. And I was like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't have any interest in that. I was not interested at all. I was like, nope. I wasn't interested in dating anybody, let alone a man. So it was very odd. We were hanging out together all the time, but just as friends. And then the friendship grew. And then, you know, I was having a really hard time getting over Roz, and he was being so awesome about it. He helped me go through the whole stage of taking down pictures of us together as a family and just let me cry on him. And it was just so nice to have somebody there who wasn't expecting anything for being a friend. And then it literally just grew. And one day, it even got to the point where when we were walking, we were holding hands, which is so odd to me because now that I think of it, I would never do that with any other friend. At that stage in my life, now I would do it because I don't even think about it like that. But at that stage in my life, I was totally against it. And I was having a hard time with the fact that I was starting to get feelings for a guy because I didn't think that I was going to ever like gentlemen again. So it was really playing with my heart. And I didn't want to hurt him because he was my best friend at that point. We gotten so close that we told each other everything. And, you know, we could really count on each other. We were together all the time. And it was just so strange. And it felt really odd, but wonderful at the same time to have those kinds of feelings in my heart again. And I was talking to some of our friends at work and telling them, like, you know, this can't be right because everybody at work thought we were dating anyway. And I was like, I'm so scared. I don't want to hurt him. And, you know, what if it doesn't go right? So I openly talked to him about it. And I said, you know, I think I'm starting to develop feelings for you, but what if it doesn't work? I don't want to ruin our friendship. And he's like, it won't ruin our friendship. And I'm like, what do you mean it won't ruin our friendship? What if we tried dating and it just didn't work out? And then I hurt you and then you wouldn't want to be my friend. He's like, no, I wouldn't do that. And I'm like, So finally I broke down, I guess. And we went to get Axel. We were going to get Axel. He was away at summer camp and we went to go and pick him up. So Kevin decided to stay over the night before because we had to leave at like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning or something because they were coming in at 9 and it was really far to pick him up from the bus. So he stayed over the night before, and that was the first time that I ever felt comfortable just laying with somebody and chatting and not worrying about them trying to do anything, and I was safe. And I was like, wow, this is so weird. And we stayed up until, oh my gosh, we had to leave at 6, and I think we stayed up until 3, just talking and talking and talking. And it was so nice. It felt like it was just the right place that I was supposed to be at the right time. It was really awesome. And I even talked to Roz about my feelings for him. And she was like, oh my God, I told you that you guys were going to end up together. She was right. So I just said, okay, I'm tired of labels. Because at one point I had labeled myself as straight. And then I labeled myself as a lesbian. And then I labeled myself as bi. And now I consider myself bisexual at that point. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And he just said, just go with it. And I was like, okay. So literally it was just like, I think we should start dating. And he was like, okay. And we started dating. Like, it's so weird. So that was August 14th. And we've been together ever since then. So that was in, do I have to do the math for that? We're in 2020 right now. So 2009. Yeah, I think I'm right. August 14th, 2009 is when we got together. And we have been together ever since. And we're like one of those sickening lovey-dovey couples. It's kind of awesome. We're adorable. There you go. You got story time today with my lunch. This was lemonade, by the way. I just went shopping and bought all that stuff right there. So we have stuff for lasagna, sushi, summer rolls. Did I already say that? I don't know. And roasted head of cauliflower. And I couldn't remember what the other day was because I did not make a shopping list. Anyway, That's it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you know when we upload a new video. I love you. Keep smiling.